Hello, I'm Mayor Sean Spiller. I hope all Montclair residents are enjoying a fun, relaxing, and safe 4th of July holiday weekend. Unfortunately, as you might imagine, this year's annual 4th of July fireworks and parade has been canceled due to COVID-19. However, that will not stop us from celebrating. And with the work of Rick Earhart at TV 34 and the 4th of July Committee, we have a wonderful video presentation for you. We have pictures from past parades, so look to see if the camera caught you in any of the shots, and we have interviews with people who have contributed in some way to the success of past parades. We hope to see everybody next year and enjoy. Thank you.
Since the town is so diverse, we got all these diverse bands to cover the gamut. It includes the Freilinger, the Mummers, the Freilinger Mummers band from Philadelphia, and they've been a part of it since I've been on board. And they come from Philadelphia. We have the Wayne Raiders, which are now just called the Raiders. And they also do another parade beforehand, so they get there a little late, so that's why we have to put them at the end of the parade. We have the Big Apple Gay and Lesbian Band, which has been such a hit in Montclair. In 1 or 2 years they didn't come, but then when they came back, they were so happy, and they just said that they love stepping off in Montclair once the parade starts because they get such, such warmth and such everybody, a warm welcome, I should say. Get a warm welcome from the people of Montclair. We also have San Simeon Bolivian dance group, which are always a big hit, and to watch them with those heavy costumes, it's like we don't know how they can do it in the heat. And we have St. Columkille Gaelic Band, which has been with us for a long time also. We've also added some another band from Newark the last few years that I've been on.
They were the Weequahic High School band originally,
yes.
And now they've changed their name to another band.
Right. So as you can see, we have a wide variety of entertainment. So I have the Arts Council help judge the floats, but we have a few different people that would come and judge the floats. Just turns out that the Commonwealth Club usually they put a lot of time and effort into their floats, and I have to say their floats were very good.
And as far as like Grand Marshal, how does that come about?
Grand Marshal, the committee sits down and discusses who they feel we think should get it. Either be a group, because we've had volunteerism, we've had the Boy Scouts, we've honored, I'm trying to think of other different groups that we've honored.
Montclair Community Pre-K.
The football team. But then we've had individuals like Yogi Berra, and it was his birthday that we celebrated at Edgemont Park with a big cake after it. We've had Jay Johnson.
The head of Homeland Security.
Yes. So we've had other people. So it just it runs the gamut of, we all have to agree. The committee has to agree with their input. And we usually vote on different people. Oh, we love Elvis. What would the parade be without Elvis? And Elvis, or Peter Jeffra, was the Grand Marshal one year. And he really didn't want to be the Grand Marshal because he wanted to be Elvis. So he said he could do both. So he started the parade as the Grand Marshal, then he ran out back by the end to make sure that, he was at the end, because everybody knows the parade is over when Elvis is there. It's amazing. People talk about it and they can't wait when we have it. I mean, we draw about 10,000 people from all over, and everybody looks forward to our parade. I know some of the bands come from other parades in the morning, but they're not even as big or diverse as our parade.
moved to Montclair in 1974. August of 1974, we bought our house, and that's when we started going to the parades. So since I can remember back to 74, the first parade I went to.
So is that where you watch from? Can you watch from here? Does it go past your house?
You go down to the high school. So I'm on a little street called Rydell Place, which is off Valley by Chestnut.
Yeah,
So we're down Chestnut down to Midland,
right.
and put ourselves right there. And recently, I've gone down to the reviewing stand because I like your commentary.
Yeah, you are so kind.
Well, you're great. You're terrific. It's not an easy job because God forbid you forget somebody, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. And I kind of happened into this by accident. There was a more famous person from town who was supposed to do it, and I was supposed to help him.
Yes.
And he forgot, or they couldn't confirm him. So they said,
Right.
"So you're the guy? You comfortable?" And I go, "I guess so." And
Yeah.
then at the end of the day, it's because I knew so many of the people who were marching that
Yeah.
everybody thought that worked well. So
Yeah.
that's how I ended up with it. Not
Yeah.
for any other reason.
Yeah, and that's good because you know the folks or whatever, or you're gracious to the people who have come to the town to celebrate with us,
Wow.
which it's always evident of that, and it's part of the spirit. And actually, the reason I started coming down there was because I don't know if you know John Block, who is a documentarian in town.
No.
So
No, the-
yeah, so he wanted to do a documentary about a student of mine, and so he wanted to film there.
Wow.
Well, maybe this is about 8 years ago now.
So
And that's the first time I went to the reviewing stand. I said, "Oh, this is like a lot better because it's more lively and
so more fun.
people play their music here." And
The modern day parade
All right.
is actually the same age as I am, and that would be 70. And what happened was during the Korean War, there was one year where they did not have a parade, so that's why I believe it started the year before I was born, but then they missed a year in there during the Korean War. But when I first started working for the town in '73, I was informed in my initial interview that if I was hired, I'd be working every holiday. 4th of July was included. So for about 35 years straight, I never had the 4th of July off. I was always working. And, managing the parade and some of the other activities, the fireworks that was always held at Woodman Field back during my tenure there. But the parade was very, very popular with the entire community. Every organization in town tried to get a float in the parade or a marching group, and if they were too old to march, they generally rode in cars. So it was really a very well-received activity for the entire township. The average attendance we used to estimate at somewhere about 10,000 for the parade and the fireworks.
Now, Lonnie, I think it's 31 years ago, you were instrumental in starting the African American Heritage Parade and Festival.
Yeah, that was in 1990. We needed to do something positive to offer an alternative to some of the antisocial stuff that was occurring, and we decided that we would have a parade, and then as we discussed how that would shape up, we then decided that we should also have a festival, only because we were getting, hopefully we're going to attract thousands of people to leave their homes and go out to watch a parade. So we figured they should have something else to do with the remainder of the day. So that's when we started the festival and the parade. Until I became the director of the department in 1992, I never really got to see much of the parades up to that point, because I was always responsible for the logistical setup of everything. And, so I was always running around with a two-way radio on my hand and, trying to make sure that everybody was where they were supposed to be and, those kinds of things. So I didn't see a lot of parades early on. After I became the director of the department, though, I announced every parade. So I did have an opportunity to see all of the groups as they came through. But in terms of a favorite, I don't think I ever had a favorite. It would probably vary from year to year, because, like anything else, some people do a great job some years, and other years there's somebody else who steps up, so. But, it was always good to see the veterans groups because, they had, served the country, during World War II, the Korean conflict, Vietnam. So it was always good to see those folks come out and be recognized and to participate in the festivities. Yeah. Well, just another little piece of history for you. I did wear my 4th of July shirt for the
I got mine on too. I have my shirt on.
Yeah.
near the end of the parade, the guy was in a wooden crate washing himself. You know, he had his clothes on.
I remember that,
guy?
yes.
Yeah,
So-
and I remember it. But why I did not decide on Elvis or anything. My daughter from the class of 91 3 years later, she's coming home from college, and I told her I wanted to make it more fun, the parade. I thought it was becoming too political.
Yeah, it was
People
for a while.
This,
Yeah,
with this and that.
and not a lot of bands
Yeah,
at that time.
you gotta have, yes, exactly. And she said to me, she knew a guy who loved Elvis Presley, always talked about him. And when she came home, right on my kitchen table right here, she said, why don't you dress up as Elvis? Now, Elvis wasn't my guy in grammar school.
Who was your guy?
Buddy Holly.
Oh, yeah.
He was,
yeah.
I remember when Buddy Holly died when I was a junior in high school, I was in the locker room, I knelt down and bawled. I cried.
Yeah.
He was the man. But
The day the music died, right?
Yeah. Then my daughter she went to Crazy Rhythms on the Avenue, got an Elvis, because I had that truck, the same truck. I've always had the same truck. She made a tape, because there was a tape deck in it, and I got speakers. I got the speakers, and then my son from the class of '88, he had 2 classmates who was friends, very good friends, still very good friends. They are still decorating the truck with their engine. I give them some ideas, but basically they do it, and they've been there from day one. Which when I saw the July 4th parade on July 3rd in the village. And in that parade was on Mott Street, near Wart, there were costumers. Superman, there was Spider-Man, all different costumes. And I said to Elisa, why don't we get costumers? And what I loved about the costuming in the parade, the little kids, and the kids and their kids from the high school all volunteer to do it. We've been to 3 different places. The one that had last year and the year before is still open, and I just love to see the little ones. The mom and dad came out, they get the picture, and every kid in uniform, in costume, every kid has been so gentle, listening to the kids. They usually have candy to give out if they got them. But to see how they'll never forget that.
Yeah.
To see these are kids 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5, and their parents, oh, there's your favorite cartoon. It's, and they change with the times. It's not like Sesame Street all the time. It's all, but the kids, and I just love to see and the parents said, oh, it's a fun. When we had that, and Ed is such a good guy, Ed Kareen, and it's just joyful, and it's just super. And when I end the parade, we're all locked on as the customers. And I just say, man, this is, and I see so many people I know.
Well, hopefully we'll put some pictures up in the middle of this interview of the parade. So.
Oh yeah, but it is special to me. And Montclair.
Well,
Montclair.
You've been a very special person in Montclair's history.
And I'm glad I am. I go Vinnie Tango is, Ed Kareen is.
Yeah.
Donnie DiGeronimo is.
Sometimes.
All of it. No, you are.
Yeah.
You give to Montclair. You love Montclair.
Yes, we grew up here, and Montclair gave to us a lot, so we learned a lot from it.